New tonight, NASCAR fans continue to remember legendary driver Cale Yarborough. The South Carolina native died yesterday morning at the age of 84. Yarborough won back-to-back NASCAR Cup Series in the 70s and is one of only two drivers to ever complete that three-peat in the sport. After retiring, Yarborough opened a car dealership in his hometown in Florence County and also served on county council. Well, he's inducted into the NASCAR Hall of Fame in 2012. Fox County's Zach Proletsky sat down with a longtime friend of Yarborough's today and joins us live in studio now with much more. Zach, we're all remembering a legend tonight.
Well, Justin, many NASCAR fans know Cale Yarborough for his tenacious driving. Hall of Fame fisherman Hank Parker met Yarborough over 40 years ago and says he will miss the person as much as the driver. Hank Parker grew up a big fan of Cale Yarborough.
When I was a kid, he was always my favorite driver.
In 1980, that fandom turned into a friendship after the two were introduced through Parker's good friend, Dale Earnhardt Sr.
He and I had a common bond, talking about turkeys and wildlife and farming.
It was his dominance over more than 2 decades on the racetrack, including 83 Cup Series wins, that makes him one of, if not the greatest driver of all time in Parker's eyes.
He went through all of that development from the primitive stages of NASCAR to the modern day, and he was competitive in all steps of that sport.
Stand right here, Cale.
And it was his kindness and love for his family that made him such a good friend. Parker says since Yarborough's passing, he's been thinking about the time Cale was in a hurry to get to a race, but found out 2 of his daughter's bikes were broken.
He didn't go to the race that day. He stayed home and fixed those bicycles.
In death, Parker hopes his friend continues to be celebrated.
He was strong in his faith, and I'm appreciative of that. But it's still sad. He was the nicest guy, very, very, very cordial, and he made you feel like he knew you and you knew him, and here's the world's greatest. And he's so humble. That's the Cale Yarborough I know and remember and will miss.
Now, included in Yarborough's illustrious professional career were actually some races here in the upstate at the Greenville Pickens Speedway, although Cale never won any of those races he participated at that track. For now reporting, Zach Proletsky, Fox Carolina News.
Well, some